Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday and you are looking forward to the day ahead and what it has in store for us. I know that mine has corned beef and cabbage in store for me later on today. After I get the crock pot all warmed up and ready to roll. Let's take a quick look. I like to start the morning out with doing shout outs. Let's see if I can get it up there. See. Looks like I've got a couple realtors and a fella that does backyards, sporting backyards. So Joseph Lamb, happy birthday to you. I have known Joseph since the time I first got into real estate. Joseph, real estate investor, realtor, and traveler, just a good guy. I met Joseph when he was teaching courses and just does a wonderful job. Joseph, I am extremely glad to be your friend. So happy birthday, Joseph. Tom Myers. Tom is a local guy that has a company that helps set up your yards to do sports. Whatever it is that you want to do in your backyard, he'll help you get it done. And in your yards. Back and front, however you want to get it set up. And then Ray Scalato is another realtor here in the Bay Area. I believe he lives in Sunnyvale. So Roy, happy birthday to you. So Joseph, Tom, Roy, happy birthday to you. And if it is your birthday out there, happy birthday to you. Make it an awesome day, especially you three. Enjoy it. Enjoy your day. Now, I wanted to just remember our friends here, Weldon, Curtis, Rex, Danny, and Red. Guys, just want you to know that we're thinking about you and praying for you and want all the best for you. Just want you to know that you're on our mind. So God bless you guys. Let's see what we got in store for us today. We are going to chapter 17 of Proverbs. John 6, 1 through 25. And then, as always, putting on the whole armor of God, getting everything ready for our day ahead. Let's take a quick look up here. Kathy Sherritt's Carvajal, good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, Kathy. I'm sure you and Arnie have got plans for one heck of a meal, as always. And having everything all about the day. And maybe spending some time with some family. That's always awesome. Okay, let's see. Let's get her started here. We're going to 17 of Proverbs. I'm going to need to get a glass of water here real quick. 17 of Proverbs. Contrast the upright and the wicked. Contrast the upright and the wicked. Better is a dry morsel and quietness with it than a house full of feasting with strife. A servant who acts wisely will rule over a son who acts shamefully and will share in the inheritance among brothers. The refining pot is for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests hearts. An evildoer listens to wicked lips. A liar pays attention to a destructive tongue. He who mocks the poor taunts his maker. He who rejoices at calamity will not go unpunished. Grandchildren are the crown of old men, and the glory of sons is their fathers. Excellent speech is not fitting for a fool, much less are lying lips to a prince. A bribe is a charm in the sight of its owner, Wherever he turns, he prospers. He who conceals a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates intimate friends. A rebuke goes deeper into one who has understanding than 100 blows into a fool. A rebellious man seeks only evil, so a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a man meet a bear robbed of her cubs rather than a fool and his folly. He who returns evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. The beginning of strife is like the letting out of water, so abandon the quarrel before it breaks out. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous, both of them alike are an abomination to the Lord. Why is there a price in the hand of a fool to buy wisdom when he has no sense? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man lacking in sense pledges and becomes guarantor in the presence of his neighbor. He who loves transgressions loves strife. He who praises his door seeks destruction. I think I threw an extra letter in there. He who loves transgression loves strife. He who raises his door seeks destruction. He who has a crooked mind finds no good, and he who is perverted in his language falls into evil. He who sires a fool does so to his sorrow, and the father of a fool has no joy. A joyful heart is a good medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. A wicked man receives a bribe from the bosom to pervert the ways of justice. Wisdom in the presence of the one who has understanding, but the eyes of a fool are on the ends of the earth. A foolish son is grief to his father and bitterness to her who bore him. It is also not good to find the righteous, nor to strike the noble for his uprightness. He who restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. Even a fool, when he keeps silent, is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is considered prudent. I think that first verse says this last verse says an awful lot about people. Because there are subjects with an S, so multiple, that we don't know anything about. And if we're the type of people that no matter what the subject is, we have something to throw in about that subject, we become that fool. We become that fool. And when we just use our ears to listen and learn a bit, then we're prudent. But there are some, no matter what the subject is, no matter what the topic is, always have to throw in their 2 cents. And you are definitely the fool when you do something like that. It's there was a time that I always felt like I had to be able to say something to contribute to the conversation. And now it's just, man, tell me more about that because I want to learn. If it's a subject that I have any interest in, that my knowledge is limited, tell me about what you're doing so I can understand that better and build that relationship. He who restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. man or woman of understanding. We want to make sure that we're doing the right things. But here's one that also struck me this morning, and I've read this I don't know how many times. A joyful heart is good medicine. A joyful heart is good medicine. How about a grateful heart? If we just have a joy-filled heart, if we just are joyful, we got tough things that happen all around us, but if we just concentrate on letting our heart be happy for what's going on around us, be grateful for what we do have, and then go after those things that are more difficult. A foolish son is grief to his father, and bitterness to she who bore him. And then I think this one applies to a few of us around here. Grandchildren are the crown of old men. Grandchildren are the crown of old men, and the glory of sons is their fathers. And I think that we can add that grandchildren are the glory to old women too, and not so old women. And their daughters are also bring them joy, but their mothers are the ones that they look up to and that bring them joy. As this says, the glory. Let's check real quick before we turn into John. Jesus walked on water. So Jesus, perceiving that they were intending to come and take him by force and make him king, withdrew again to the mountain by himself alone. Now when evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, and after getting into a boat, they started to cross the sea to Capernaum. It had already become dark, and Jesus had not come to them. The sea began to be stirred up because a strong wind was blowing. Then when they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and drawing near the boat, and they were frightened. But he said to them, "It is I, do not be afraid." So they were willing to receive him into the boat, and immediately the boat was at the land to which they were going. The next day, the crowd that stood on the other side of the sea saw that there was no other small boat there except one, and that Jesus had not entered with the disciples into the boat, but that his disciples had gone away alone. There came other small boats from Tiberias near to the place where they ate the bread after the Lord had given thanks. So when the crowd saw that Jesus was not there, nor his disciples, they themselves got into the small boats and came to Capernaum seeking Jesus. When they found him on the other side of the sea, they said to him, "Rabbi, when did you get here?" Rabbi, when did you get here? So we got a couple of miracles that have happened. He feeds 5,000 coming from 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. But it wasn't only just 5,000 men, it was women and children also. So they figured the number was more to like 10,000. So here Jesus feeds all these people from 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and has 12 baskets of food left over when they're finished. What kind of miracle is that? What does he show his people? He is going to be able to feed them. He is the bread of life. He is able to take care of those that are in need. He is able to feed those that are hungry, not only hungry physically, but hungry spiritually. And then the men go ahead and row off in rough waters, heading to Capernaum. Jesus does not come with them because he's up sitting on the mountain. He's in prayer. Here they are about halfway across. And all of a sudden they see a figure out on the water. And that figure is Jesus. Everyone on the water knows that the men left by themselves. Jesus did not go with them. And they know that Jesus went away by himself. Shortly later on, Jesus is on the water, walking towards them, and just lets them know, do not be afraid, it is me. Do not be afraid. And they welcome him in, and they immediately get to the other side of the water. They immediately get to the other side of the water where people are going to be gathering the next day. And they want to come and hear Jesus once again speak. And he is asked, how did you get here? How did you get here? You were not on one of the boats. His men know. His followers know exactly what happened. And so do we. I want to thank you guys for being here. Hey, I hope that everyone has a wonderful day today. Just go out and enjoy it. I'm going to be putting some corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots together and have a nice meal for later on today. Of course, my wife is a vegan, so she won't be partaking. I asked my daughter, hey, you going to come over and enjoy this? I hate that stuff. So I guess I'm going to be having corned beef and cabbage for several days. We'll see. There's worse things. Let's take one quick look. Hello, everyone. And in Lona, I thought it was one of mine. I thought it was one of mine. I'm not sure what that means, but I thought it was one of, oh, the cats. The cats. Well, we have two indoor cats, my buddy Tux and our little girl, Callie. And Callie sleeps in our bedroom. And when I get up, I scoot them both out. And Callie wanted back in. I want back in. And more for me. Scott, you were right. You were right. And so I've got sandwiches in my future and just a wonderful day ahead. Frank, now have a great evening. Get some rest. Some rest. And I know that you'll be there in a little bit with Jeffrey. All right. Everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for being here. If you'd like to share this out, please do. If you would like to join us again tomorrow, please do, as we continue our walk through the Bible, reading through Proverbs and digging into the book of John. I wish everyone a great day. Enjoy your day, and God bless. Have a terrific day. Happy St. Patrick's Day.